Yo, welcome back to the show. It's your boy Mo. The sad story of Lil Tae.
The subject of today's video is another soul that was lost to the streets at a young age. Whether it's getting locked up or receiving an early casket, the story of those that stay in the streets typically end in the same way. Unfortunately, the subject of today's video is no different. The subject of today's video is rumored to have been directly involved in 5 different homicides at just 18 years old. He lived a wild life full of gun smoke and beef, and this lifestyle would eventually lead to his early death. The subject of today's video is none other than Lil Tae, and today we're going to be telling his story. Lil Tae,
When I think Lil Tae, I think of that little girl that was viral.
Lil Tae, real name Taekwon Wells, was from Chicago, also known as Chirac. He was a member of the set Taekwon World from 62nd and Eberhard. Taekwon World is one of the most well-known sets in Chicago and consists of gangster disciples and Black Peace Stones. They primarily beef with O Block, 051 Young Money, and 800. Some of their allies include STL/EBT, Jaro City, and Marcus Way. Throughout his time in the streets, Lil Tae built up the reputation as a shooter. He would constantly record himself on Instagram Live, sliding on his ops territory, equipped with switches and
Good gravy, Miss Mavie. Good golly. What gun is that?
himself on Instagram Live, sliding on his ops territory, equipped with switches and Dracos.
A pistol ain't enough, my nigga? Goodness.
Live, sliding on his ops territory, equipped with switches and Dracos. He would even slide on his ops with thick Instagram thotties sitting right beside him. Well, apparently, all of the stuff he did on Instagram Live wasn't just for show, as he allegedly did plenty of dirt in the streets. Lil Tae has been active in the streets for a while, but he took things to a whole other level following the death of one of his close friends. On May 7, 2020, officers responded to a call of shots fired at about 9:10 p.m. in the 1400 block of West 112th Place and found a crashed vehicle with 2 men inside. The driver of the vehicle had been shot before crashing the car. The driver was a Taekwon World member by the name of Richie Jerk, real name Malik Delphi. He was taken to Christ Medical Center in Oaklawn and tragically pronounced dead at just 22 years old. An autopsy revealed that he died from a gunshot wound to the chest. It is widely believed that Richie was allegedly killed by members of 051 Young Money. Lil Tae was close with Richie, and losing him would make Tae hungry for revenge.
And they told me to ask you about a guy by the name of Richie Perks.
Yeah, that's folks.
You know, I actually heard the news that he passed away. First thoughts came in your head when you heard that.
First thoughts? Kill.
My bad, y'all. I think I got a splinter. I can't tell if this is a splinter. Shooting up O Block.
On June 19, 2020, officers responding to reports of gunfire just after midnight found a 23-year-old man on the sidewalk with multiple gunshot wounds in the 6300 block of South King Drive. This area is also known as O Block. The victim was identified as a man named Armand Proctor, and he was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 23 years old. 3 suspects were believed to have been involved in the murder, and the police would release surveillance footage showing the men arriving at the scene and fleeing from the scene right after the shooting. Shortly before the shooting happened, a Taekwon World member by the name of D Money posted himself, Lil Tae, and one other person sliding through O Block, and they were wearing the exact same clothing as the suspects shown in the surveillance footage. A YouTuber would screen record and repost the footage from D Money's Instagram, and that same YouTuber would leak DMs between him and D Money. In the DMs, D Money was begging him to delete the footage so that he doesn't get locked up. In typical fashion in Chirac,
How are you gonna do it to yourself and then beg for it to be taken down, bro? Are you stupid in the head, bro? You're stupid, bro.
no arrests were made for the shooting. It was later revealed that the person that was killed was an innocent man and was not a member of O Block. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ultimately, this case seems like it will never be resolved as both of the main suspects have passed away.
That is crazy. I don't know if I'm correct, but so they came onto O Block and died on O Block. Bro, that's sad, bro. I don't know what to say.
On May 15th, 2021, Lil Tae would lose someone close to him once again. On this day at about 2:45 p.m., D Money, real name Daryl Johnson, was live in the 1300 block of East Marquette Road, walking his dog, when someone spotted him and opened fire, striking him multiple times. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 21 years old. It is widely believed that D Money was allegedly killed by members of O Block. Members of O Block were dissing him right after it happened and claiming responsibility. Losing another close friend would just drive Lil Tae even further into the streets. Following the death of D Money, Lil Tae would continue to slide on his ops until he would allegedly catch one of them. The person he would allegedly catch was a member of Frank Block. Frank Block is a set made to honor the memory of a deceased 800 member by the name of Franco. On September 14, 2021, a member of Frank Block by the name of Little Mike, real name Michael Montgomery, was standing on a sidewalk at about 12:26 p.m. in the 8000 block of South Manistee Avenue when two males fired shots in his direction. According to authorities, the teen was struck in the leg and taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center. At the hospital, he was tragically pronounced dead at 4:14 p.m. at just 17 years old. It is widely believed that Lil Tae was allegedly one of the gunmen responsible for the death of Little Mike, and he and the other suspect seemingly self-snitched on Instagram Live by mocking Little Mike and saying details about the crime that were not made available to the public.
And little food from little Frankie. Man, they popped his face. He tried to hop the gate. That's what he get. A little bike thought he was Spider-Man trying to hop that gate.
Tell him. Oh, my damn homie.
Little
Nigga did that for 11 viewers in his live, bro. You got 11 viewers in your live. Goof. You're goofy. You're not tough.
Little Mike was the younger brother of a notorious member of 800 by the name of Lil Twan. Little Mike was the younger brother of a notorious member of 800 by the name of Lil Twan, real name Taekwon Montgomery. Lil Twan is currently locked up and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Following the death of Little Mike, Lil Tae and Lil Twan would have multiple conversations on Instagram Live, and it was clear that Lil Twan was eager to run into Lil Tae and kill him in order to avenge his brother.
Bro,
That word.
why you call, bro? I thought you was just gonna be outside or something. Telling me to link or something. I'm outside your crib. We don't make this song. We be outside your crib, little bro.
I'll be outside your shit too, little folk.
Little folk.
Make this song. We be outside your crib, little bro.
I'll be outside your shit too, little folk.
Little folk.
Oh, what's up? You know where I'm at.
I know where you lay that mask down at.
Slide over. I'm trying to get up with you.
My Diddy, so I'm finna come that way right now. On Dresky, so I'm finna come that way right now. Like I'm gonna get up with you on phone number.
I want you, yo, homies, bro.
Look on Dracy, look like we look me and you, like we finna bump our guns on Dracy, me and you like on phone number.
Eventually, Lil Tae's reputation as a shooter and all of the beef he had in the streets would catch up to him. On November 10th, 2022, Lil Tae recorded himself on Instagram Live sliding through 800's territory, armed with a Glock with a switch. 800 is one of Taekwon World's main enemies, so this was very risky for him to be doing. Multiple commenters on the IG Live were telling him to get off live as he was giving up his location and they knew how unsafe his actions were. He eventually got off live, but he stayed in the same general area for a couple hours. An hour or two after the Instagram Live ended, Lil Tae was in an alley at about 3:30 p.m. in the 800 block of East 62nd Street when someone opened fire, striking him in the face and chest. He was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 18 years old. The people responsible for his death have not been caught, but members of both 800 and O Block started dissing him as soon as the news became public. It's sad to see someone with the potential to accomplish anything in this world give their life to something that only leads to an early grave or a jail cell.
Sad story, man. Went out sad. 18, too young. Didn't even get to live life. Shoot the like button.